Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a fun process video for you guys and it's going to be a little bit longer than my normal videos, but I hope you stick around because it's going to be a great layout. So first I'm taking a white tag that I have in my stash and I'm using two stamps from two different stamp sets. One is from Darcy's Heart and Home and the name is Sunshine and Rainbows. And then I'm taking the sun out of that. And then the Cocoa Daisy exclusive stamp set from June. I'm taking the stamp that says, "This is the life." I am going to take some Versamark ink and stamp that out on the tag. And then I'm going to put clear embossing powder over the stamped image. I always do my embossing over a blank sheet of paper or a coffee filter or something where I can pour that extra powder back into the little tube, I guess, or case or whatever. So you want to heat emboss that with your heat tool, and then you want to make sure that it's dry. And then I'm taking all of these beautiful distress inks on packaging and I'm spritzing them with my mini mister with water, and then I'm just laying the tag on. Look how pretty. Now in between you're going to want to dry the layers. It doesn't have to be completely dry, but you can just do that to get more of the color. So the colors that I used for this were mustard seed, wild honey, spiced marmalade, and picked raspberry. I feel like those colors go well together and they're in the collection that I'm using for this layout. So I felt like it didn't have enough pink and it kind of ran with the yellow and the orange and turned into more orange, which I'm okay with because it goes good with this collection. It really turned out nicely. Now, I am holding it with some tweezers because that little heat tool can get really hot. So you're going to want to be careful with that. So I have all of this distress ink left. So I'm just going to take a blank tag and kind of just smush it in, rub it around. It's not perfect. I didn't want to take too long on this video doing this, but I didn't want to just waste all of this beautiful ink. So yeah, that is what I'm doing. So now I am going to pull out a baby wipe and go wipe around the embossing just to make sure there was nothing left. And then I'm going to spritz it with some water, and it just gives it a little different look, more of like a worn look, or like distressed, I guess, distress ink. And then I'm going to hit it with the heat tool again on both sides. So I'm really happy with the way that looks. In the video, you cannot really see the embossed images that well, but in person you can see it a lot better. So for this layout, I'm using the Echo Park Summer Dreams collection. This collection is so beautiful. I absolutely love it. I've had it since it first came out probably a couple months ago, and I haven't used any of it. So actually I dug down in some of my old photos that I never scrapbooked or I had doubles of, and I don't know if I've scrapbooked this one. I'm sure I have because it's a super cute picture. But yeah, so if I did, oh well, I'm re-scrapping it. If I didn't, even better. So right now I'm going through the ephemera pack from this collection and I'm trying to figure out what pieces I might use. That's what I like to do when I know I'm using a certain ephemera pack or a certain collection. I like to go through them, figure out what pieces I feel like would go with this picture, pull them out, and put all of the other ones aside so I'm not so boggled down with so many or trying to pick when I'm actually embellishing. So I have the ones that I think I'll use pulled off to the side, and I want to use this white wood grain paper. And now some things go a little wrong. So I'm going to take the packaging that I used previously and put some more distress ink on it and then spritz it with water. Now, look at this. That did not work. That did not turn out the way that I thought it was going to turn out. I was a little disappointed, but I saved it. I rescued it. I'm using some Dilutions ink spray in Vibrant Turquoise, and then I'm going to take some more of that yellow. I think it was, yeah, the mustard seed, the brighter yellow, and I'm going to put that all around. Now, it turns out a lot better. Now, at first, I was really disappointed. It soaked right into the paper. Didn't even have time to smush around. I forgot to use gesso. I really didn't think I was going to need it. Of course I needed it, Heather. What were you thinking? But it still, in the end, turns out okay, and I still love the way it looks. It has this, like, softness of it. It doesn't look as bright. Right now, it's wet, and it's soaked through the paper. So, like, when you see it dry, it just has this, like, softness to it. Now, you guys are going to see me here dry this thing for quite a while. It was really, really wet. And as you can see, it soaked completely through the paper. And it worked a lot. The only thing that I can say that helps with the warping a little bit is drying both sides. When you're using your heat tool, don't just dry on the one side that you actually have the ink on. I would suggest you drying on both sides. Now, here again, my tool messed up, so I had to go a completely different way. This layout was just not wanting to work for me. So I went ahead and cut off a little bit from all the sides, and I'm going to mat this. I really don't like matting mixed media paper because it's wrinkled, and I knew that I had to, though, because I screwed up the bottom of that paper when I went to go cut it. I don't know what happened. My blade wasn't working, or there was a piece of paper stuck, but it messed up the bottom. So, yay for me. So now I have to do this, which I like. I like the yellow polka dot paper. I was wanting to use it anyways, and my daughter has, in this picture, a polka dot bathing suit on and polka dot sunglasses. So I wanted to use this polka dot paper. It's really, really pretty. So I'm pulling out my double-sided sticky tape. And again, it goes wrong. You know, everything does not work out. Like, everything does not always look perfect, you guys. Trust me. I have been doing this for many, many years. I've been scrapbooking since I was in middle school, and things don't always turn out perfectly. But in the end, I love this layout. While I was doing it, I was freaking out a little bit because of all the mess ups. Right there, look at it. It curled because of the warping. And then when I tried to pull it up, it started ripping the paper, and I was a little mad. I was a little mad, you guys. I was disappointed and upset because I had worked so hard on this background, and it turned out really well, and I really like the way it looks, but it has this wrinkle in it, and some people, that would drive crazy, right? It actually does drive me a little crazy still, but I went with it because I'm not throwing it away, because I love the background. And whether, I did it again or not, it would still warp, and I wouldn't be able to use this yellow paper, and so I just went with it. So I took the 6x6 paper pad out and pulled out two papers. I pulled out the pink, the Tone on Tone Flamingo, and then I pulled out the little sunglass paper. I'm going to mat the photo on the flamingo paper, and then I'm going to take the sunglasses paper and kind of just layer behind it. Now, I am, in the end, going to cut that down a little bit more. And I'm sitting here with this paper. I really like the way that it looks so far. I had this piece cut off from the back side of the plus sign paper, and I was like, let's just use this punch that was already sitting on my desk from a previous layout and go ahead and do a border punch, a scalloped little punch or whatever. So I did that, and then I'm going to layer that behind the plus side paper, which I really, really like. So then I was like, I need another one for the top. I need it to balance out. I need it to be equal. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now, if any of you guys have ever used a punch like this, you know, you got to kind of get it lined up right. It takes a little bit of time, so I'm sorry that this might take a little while and you might see my head a couple times, but I was trying to get it lined up perfectly. A couple times I mess up and I have to repunch, but that's okay, like right now. I really, really like the way that that looks. I love the way that it just kind of gives it a nice extra something. Um, so, so I trimmed that down a little bit more, and I felt like it needed another trim, because I want to be able to see the scallop edges behind the photo and behind the paper. So I'm going to take my double-sided sticky tape. I'm taking the thick one, and I'm just going to stick that all over because I'm out of ATG refills. So that's life, I guess. So I'm going to line those edges up to get them on the plus sign paper, and voila. Then I'm going to take my little tiny tool with some adhesive in it and just put it on a couple places where I felt needed a little extra adhesive, where the double-sided sticky tape didn't go. And here is when I have this genius idea to pull this up and maybe like curl the edge. I've seen people do this before. I've done it in a couple of my super, super old layouts. And I was going to put some dimensional or tape behind it. It didn't turn out right. It doesn't turn out right. So I pull off the paper from the side and I stick it down, and I'm like, oh, what am I going to do here? This does not look good. This layout was just giving me problems from the beginning. But you guys see the struggle. It happens. You know, I know some YouTubers would have probably edited this part out, but I'm leaving it for you guys. I want you to see that everybody messes up, and you can still save it and you can still turn it into a great layout. So you don't waste all of your products, because I'm not one to throw things away. I'm not one that if I mess up a little bit, I'm just going to give up. That's not who I am, and that's not what I do. So yeah, I messed up, or maybe I didn't mess up. Maybe the paper messed up. It was a mess up. It was something happened, and I'm still going to save it, and it's still going to look amazing. So look at that tag that I made. It looks so cute. I pulled out the little memories, like tab, and I have the little sunglasses that says Sun Fun, and I have this flamingo paper that I'm going to pop up on Pop Dots, and I'm going to put over the wrinkle, okay? That's going to help quite a bit cover up that wrinkle. Now, you're still in the end going to be able to see it, but you know what? It just adds a little extra texture. It's okay. I'm good with it. So I'm putting that foam tape on the back of that flamingo paper, and I'm going to stick it down. Now, I did not know what the heck I wanted to put on top of that flamingo paper, and for some reason, none of the stickers from this collection were wanting to work for me. I was thinking about putting this banner up there, and then I cut it, and then it didn't look right, and oh, what else could go wrong? Especially with the warped paper there. It just looked really bad. So I'm looking on the sticker sheet, and I feel like nothing was going to work up there. So I took this piece from the ephemera pack that says Splash, and I think that's what I'm going to use, but I just felt like it was too small for that. So I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So I took the Crepe Paper Oasis chipboard sticker sheet out, and it has this weekend vibes piece, and I thought that was perfect. It was the right color of pink. Some of the other ones definitely didn't match, but this matched, so I wanted to use that. So I'm going to stick that down, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the little sunglasses piece up on Pop Dots or foam tape and put that down. And then for the tag, I'm also going to put on foam tape as well. So it's going to be just like a little display of things here to the side. And then I get this little tiny yellow bathing suit, polka dot bathing suit. Like I said previously, she has a polka dot bathing suit on in the picture and polka dot sunglasses. So I wanted to use all of the things polka dot. So I decided to cut this down because it was just way too big. It was way too big for the splash, and then you see the wrinkle again. So what was the point of that? It doesn't matter. It still looks good to me. I still like the way that it turned out. I'm still happy with it. So right now I'm pulling out two kinds of ribbons. I pulled a yellow and a pink, and I wanted to see which one I thought would match better for a bow. So I did the pink. The yellow was just a little too like pastel-y. So I made a tiny little bow here, and I'm going to cut, my scissors are not that sharp, not for ribbon at least. I'm going to cut that, not perfectly because the scissors aren't really that great. And I'm going to put that bow on the tag. Instead of using some twine, I'm going to use the little tiny bow. I am going to, again, put that up on pop or foam tape. I keep saying pop dots. These are not pop dots. This is foam tape. So I'm going to put it all over so none of it will be smashed or mushed down. I want it to all stand up nice and pretty. And for the bow, I wanted to put it in the center where that circle is. So I am going to grab some glue dots for that. I've had these glue dots, they're I think Zots. I've had these glue dots for years. I barely use them, but it's nice to have when you need one. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down, or yeah, I'm going to put it just with regular double-sided tape. And then I was looking for some thread, but all I had right here on my desk was black thread, and I did not feel like going and searching for pink. So no thread. It's okay though. Now I'm going to pull out my mist. I'm going to use the Shimmers Spritz and Chickadee, Dylusions Bubblegum Pink, and Dylusions Vibrant Turquoise. And then that's going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I did do some journaling off camera with my gel pen from Kaiser Craft, my big pack that I have, so I'll leave those linked below. I will leave a supply list below of the products that I used, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I had fun creating it, even though it was a little bit of a hot mess at times. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!